I'm so grateful for the things that you've done. Yes, grateful for the victories we've won. I could go on and on and on about your works because I'm grateful, so grateful just to praise you, Lord. Flowing from my heart are the issues of my heart. It's gratefulness. I'm calling this one Timeout. Hi guys. In the middle of January, I went on a trip, and I'm a very anxious traveler. Not for the trip itself, but more the packing and preparation. It's fair to say I'm not very spontaneous. There were other factors at play in that week that also made things a little bit more stressful. There was a forecasted storm ahead. Flights were being affected with delays and cancellations all over. And I had a connection to catch that was starting to look more and more impossible. But here we are, 4+ months later, and I can confirm only a few things could have made this trip more enjoyable. See, this was a work trip, but I decided beforehand to take a different approach than the status quo. I was going to enjoy my time away, even if it's just by getting a much needed time to rest, to quiet my mind. This is all in collaboration with, for the first time in over a decade, I decided on having a New Year's resolution. This year I chose me. I chose rest, fulfillment, joy, exploration, learning, and expansion. I chose gains or losses, whatever it takes. I just knew I must end better than I start this year. So my approach was, and has been, revised. It won't make sense to everyone, but the end will justify the means. But to get to that place, that place of reality, of taking care of myself, I had to do a life audit, which happened during or post a medical procedure I had last year. For a few days, I wasn't allowed to take care of myself. Physically, it wasn't possible. And I gained perspective on what fills my life. I'm a show-up girl. But my question for the first time was, who shows up for me? I'm a listening ear. My question was, who's there to listen to me? Who asks the questions and wait for me to respond? I'm a sacrifice up to my next kind of person. Who sacrifices what for me? Then I factored in all the Bible speak about how during creation, God also made time for rest. It was factored in. It was dedicated to a specific day. On the 7th day, everything stopped and God rested. And I know we live in different societies. For many of us, the common factor is, in order to achieve our long list of things, we sacrifice our rest and tell ourselves we can make up for it in the weekends and the holidays, the vacations, etc. But do we ever? Rest is not a one-off, but a consistent practice. At least that's the way my body, my mind, my spirit identifies and recognizes rest. I've always returned from vacations more physically tired than before I left. So, ergo, I can't assign rest to my vacation slots. Our mental health is important, and it requires a bit more than extra sleep. This is when prayer and meditation, I find, is vital. Mark tells how Jesus rose early while it was still dark and went off in solitude to pray. Everywhere we go, we encounter talk of mental health and protecting one's peace. But let's be real and say we all have a little bit of chaos within us. So if we all assign a bit of quiet time to ourselves to give our minds and our hearts and our lives the opportunity to decompress, we'll be easier to relate to, we'll be easier to deal with, and therefore it will be easier for us to deal with the others. One of my brothers, he speaks about taking time to breathe out, not bottling up things inside and laughing a lot. And he speaks of this like it's a part of his DNA. And a part of me just wants to adopt that take on life, because being able to step away and let it all go is a life skill. And for a lot of us in these generations that we identify as, there is so much trauma and factors and issues that makes it almost impossible for us to be able to naturally and automatically be that way. So this weekend I took an initiative that has been weighing on my heart and mind for a few months now. I spoke to someone. I was open and vulnerable and frank, and a lot of times I come off as either a no-nonsense person or emotionally blind when I'm frank. But I've learned that I'm the same girl who has been offering allowance and allowances for everyone else's actions and their wants and their needs. And that has left me exhausted, because these same girl's wants and needs and desires are not met. And therefore it's time to listen to her. So even if this year all I can offer myself is time with nature and time with God, I will offer it. If all I can afford is to not punish myself by sticking to an agenda built by someone else for their selfish reasons, I will afford myself that. If all I can find the energy to ask God for is to be with me as I push through another season of quiet pain or voiceless tears, and wondering when will it be, I will ask God for that. We sometimes, in the middle of lifing, forget about our own fears, our own exhaustions, our own limits, and we push and we stretch and we bend. But I'm so glad that when we ignore ourselves, God never ignores any parts of us. Psalms 139, verse 15 in the New Living Translation says, God, you watched me as I was being formed, in utter seclusion, as I was woven together in the dark of the womb. And that is confirmation that He watches over me, you, us, from the beginning. And even now, I am grateful because I am reassured that regardless of whichever seclusion or darkness I've experienced or currently experiencing, the Lord is my shepherd, and I am not alone. Until next time, take care.